The Kansas City Athletics moved to the Bay Area and started playing in the new Oakland Alameda Coliseum back in 1968. The A's brought with them a very young but highly talented team led by the likes of Catfish Hunter, Sal Bando, and Reggie Jackson. Even though the organization has had its ups and downs, the Coliseum has seen some great baseball. Today we welcome you in. It's a day at the Coliseum, brought to you by the Redwood Empire Baseball League. 3 games, 1 day from the home of the Oakland A's. And it's coming up next on APN. You're getting a live shot at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum on a sunsplash afternoon. Game time temperature 68 degrees. It's game 3 of 3. A day at the Coliseum. The Redwood Empire Baseball League Stars and Rays battle for this 4 p.m. start time. Rick Cantor, the right-hander, the commissioner of the Redwood Empire Baseball League, and been in this event multiple times. And you're getting a look at the right-hander, Manny Acosta. He'll toe the rubber and get the start
for the Stars. Your starting lineup. Batting first, number 28. Playing shortstop, Mitch Tucker. That's number 28. Shortstop, Mitch Tucker. Batting second, number 2, second baseman, Chevy Yanez.
Come on.
Batting third, base, number 24, Jesse Asher.
Gentlemen, this side. This first time, huh?
Batting fifth, playing left field, number 30, CJ Cantor. Batting sixth in right field, number 14, Scott Monahan. Batting seventh, designated hitter, number 26, Ollie Kent. Batting eighth in right field, number 6, Jesse Kent. Batting ninth at first base, number 39,
Did they get that right? Not bad.
Batting 11 in center field, number 13, Josh Neese. Batting 12, the pitching, number 34, Rick Cantor. And batting 13, designated hitter, number 38, Sharp.
Doc. Let's go, Doc. Okay,
And the
you
back starts today, Julian Gonzalez. The hometown Rays. Leading up third base, wearing number 0, Teo Von Elm. Batting second base, number 7, Sean McDonald. Batting third and right field, number 25, Terrell Randleson. Batting clean up at first base, number 16, Lou Zarna.
Let's go.
Batting fifth, designated hitter, number 6, Josh Switzer. Batting sixth, shortstop, number 3, Sam Harris. Batting seventh, left field, number 34, Dan Wood. Batting eighth, designated hitter, number 2, Manny Lane. Batting ninth, designated hitter, number 28, Wayne Pelletier.
The winner. Come on, baby.
Batting 10th, doing the pitching, number 24, Manny Acosta. Batting 12, designated hit number 1, Paladin Arterberry. Batting 13, the center field number 29,
Well, we mentioned this is definitely a family affair, a day at the Coliseum, and young Mateo Ramirez, Rafa Ramirez's son, will be throwing out the ceremonial first pitch for the Rays. And now something truly special. We have 3 generations of REBL players, including the grandfather, Doc Sharp, who is father to Rick Cantor, and Rick Cantor is father to CJ Cantor, and there's CJ number 30. A very special moment here at the Oakland Coliseum.
Let's meet the umpire. Dan Hollingsworth.
All right, Steve Reichert, the public address announcer for Game 3 of 3. And when we come back from the home of the Oakland A's, it'll be the Rays and the Stars, Cantor against Acosta. And you're watching the Redwood Empire Baseball League on apnvideo.com. Manny Acosta grew up in Greenfield, California, played baseball since he was 5 years old. Manny has 2 kids, Nathan and Zoe. Manny enjoys spending time with family and friends. As you get a look at the defense, the Rays will be representing the home team here today. So the first 2 games, we saw some great action, especially Game 1. Quite a few great defensive plays. A shout out to Josh Windler, who made one of the best plays I think you'll ever see in this event. And now Acosta gets the ball from his third baseman, and he is ready to go. It'll be Mitch Tucker, Chevy Inez, and Jesse Asher. And Game 3 of a day at the Coliseum is underway. The fastball in there for a called strike. Jeff Lowry with you, apnvideo.com. So glad you could join us. Tucker, 58 years young, swings and hits one out in the center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So a good start here for the Redwood Empire Stars, led by manager Rick Cantor. Rafael Ramirez is the manager of the Rays. And that'll bring up Chevy Inez, the second place hitter, as his walk-up song, one of the all-time greats, La Bamba, Los Lobos. Mexican native, chops one down to third, cut off by the third baseman. Second one, throw it on to first. A 5-4-3 double play. And just like that, there's 2 down. Nice turn down there at second base. So a nice job by Sean McDonald, and it all started with the clean play at third base. There's 2 down here in the top of the first inning, and Jesse Asher will come to the plate. From Whittier, California, raised in the mean streets of Sonoma, he says. He has 2 kids, Colby and Adrian. And wife Katie. Here's a shot out in the center field, and that ball's going to drop in front of Wayne, and he will get it back in quickly. Nice job out there in center field. So that is hit number 2 here in the first inning, but the double play ball off the bat of Yanez wiped out the first base runner, and now Shane Tracy. There goes the runner, and the pitch is in there for a strike. That's an easy stolen base. So a stolen base puts a runner in scoring position, and there's the old Holy Toledo. Was that the Bill King, I believe, that came up with that catchphrase many, many years ago, the Hall of Fame announcer? I believe. I could be wrong. So Tracy up there with a chance to drive in the first run. Runner at second with 2 out. Tracy, 32 years old, a product of Rancho Cotati High School back in 2009, North Bay League first team All-League. Same year. Sonoma State alumni. He swings at the third strike, and they'll put the tag on the bag there to retire the side. So a good inning, even though 2 hits against Manny Acosta. He strikes out 1, got a big 5-4-3 double play. After a half an inning of play, the Stars nothing, and here come the Rays. On the mound, the longtime Redwood Empire Baseball League Commissioner Rick Cantor, 58 years young. He's married to his lovely wife, Kimberly. He's been the commissioner since '03 as we take a look at the defense. And they are led by some pretty good defensive players, no question about it. And ZJ Cantor is in left field, getting the start. Josh Neese. And number 6 in right field, Jesse Kent. Doing the catching is Tracy. Teo Von Elg, Sean McDonald, and Gerald Randallston will be the first 3 to face Rick Cantor, commissioner of the league since 2003. And the first pitch is swung on and missed. And it's 0-1 on the leadoff hitter. Good speed here at the plate. And maybe one of the reasons Rafael Ramirez put Teo and Sean at the top and Jarrell, these 3 guys do a great job of getting on base, identifying the pitches, and you got good, very good speed at the top of this batting order. That's fouled out of play. A couple of strikes on Von Elg. Starting things off here. And a ground ball to the shortstop, and that ball gets through the legs of Mitch Tucker, and that'll be an error. And here's Teo heading to second, and he is going to be in. That'll be an error on the shortstop. And that's going to bring up Sean McDonald, whose biggest fan is in attendance. He has 2 kids, Tristan and Gracie, and they are also here today. He grew up in the stands here at the Coliseum as the first pitch is outside a ball during the Canseco-McGuire days and caught McGuire's 30th home run in Mark McGuire's legendary rookie season when he set the rookie record for home runs with 49. Previously held by Frank Robinson. I think Robinson had 38 or 39. I mean, McGuire blew the rookie home run record away. And I think Aaron Judge passed him, a couple of years ago, like 2017. I can't remember. I think Judge had maybe like 51 or 52 in that campaign. Here's a ground ball down the third, knocked down there. Nice play. Long throw across, and the ball's thrown away. So a couple of errors to start the ball game, and Teo is probably, well, let's see. They're not going to allow him to score. So it'll be an error on the third baseman, and they're at second and third. And an outstanding all-around player in Jarrell Randallston. He played baseball in the REBL for 7 years. And the runner will take off at second. That won't be a steal. That'll be what we call now defensive indifference. Plays for the 25 and over Rays. He scorches one over the head of Cantor. That ball is going to bounce over the fence for a ground rule automatic double, and it's 2-0 Rays. 2-run double for Jarrell Randallston.
16, Drew Zarnock.
Bats left, throws left, 5'10", 223 pounds. Plays for the REBL Tigers. Drew Zarnock. And here's a ground ball to the right side, and this is going to be the first out of the inning. Next batter up is going to be the third baseman, Josh Switzer.
Designated hitter number 6, Josh Switzer.
And his walk-up song is one of those songs you hear on, those of you play MLB 23, the show, Narco by Timmy Trumpet. Switzer up there. He's got a runner at third. 2 runs have scored. The first 2 reached on errors and came in on a ground rule double by Randallston. As we play here in the home half of the first inning. Trying to get the third run across here in the first off Rick Cantor, who should have already been out of the inning. And both runs are unearned, and this one's popped up, and any future runs that score in this inning should be unearned. And a fly ball out into left center field. Cantor, the center fielder, now comes over. He'll make the catch, and that'll be an easy sac fly for Josh as he flies out to center field. And the third unearned run of the inning has scored, and it's 3-0 Rays. So a sac fly scores Randallston from third base. Josh Neese, nice running catch out in center field, and that ball got a piece of Stan Price. And so he is heading down to first base, and it's been a tough inning here to start things off. We had a game earlier, I think it was game 2, we had 5 hit batsmen. Now Wood, Dan Wood. Son Orion and daughter Abby. As this one is popped up, foul territory, and it's going to drop safely, foul. Ryan is 9, Abby is 12. He owns a small business that contracts with the Department of Developmental Services. I like the name Orion. I've never heard of a child or an adult named Orion. That's pretty unique. And here's an easy stolen base as Price is in without a throw. And they got another runner in scoring position already, leading it 3-0 here in the first inning. Rick Cantor has given up 3 unearned runs. The 58-year-old right-hander dealing to Dan Wood. And a smash foul third base side, and another 2-strike pitch coming up here to Dan Wood from Rick Cantor. We're in the bottom half of inning number 1. Von Elg, McDonald, and Randallston have all scored runs here for the Rays. Now the 2-2. And this one chopped to shortstop. And the only play is at first base, and Tucker throws him out. But in the inning, 3 runs, 1 left on, couple of errors, and at the end of 1. It's a day at the Coliseum. It's the Rays 3, the Stars nothing. Getting a wide shot of Oakland Alameda Coliseum here on APMvideo.com. The second inning of work for starting pitcher, the right-hander Manny Acosta. Now the son of Commissioner Rick Cantor digging in. ZJ represents the 3rd generation of a family playing today. His father Rick, grandfather David. He pops it up, and the shortstop has it for out number 1.
6, right fielder number 14, Scott Bonhoff.
Now Scott Monoff, proud father of his gorgeous daughters Lexi and Sadie, enjoys every minute of coaching youth baseball, softball, and football. Has the distinction of striking out twice in the same inning of an old man slow pitch softball game. That's some doing. And he pops this one up on the right side. The first baseman will corral it, and quickly there is 2 down here in the inning. So Drew Zarnock takes care of business and taking care of Scott Monoff. Ollie Kent with Jesse Kent coming up next, should he get a chance to bat here. Oliver Kent, graduate of the Cheese School, Viva Las Vegas. And he slaps one down to third, gobbled up there, and a nice job, and Teo throws him out at first base. 3 up, 3 down, a good inning by Manny Acosta. At the end of an inning and a half of baseball, the Rays, the home team, 3, and the Stars, nothing. On this July 27, 2023, Rick Cantor gave up 3 unearned runs in the bottom half of the first inning and hopes to put a goose egg up there and give his offense a chance to get back into this ball game. Manny Lanes, first up, and celebrating 9 years of marriage to his wife Helen. 2 boys, Mateo 5, Roman 7, and both players have played their first year of T-ball, and I know he's very proud of them. He's a massage therapist and has had his own practice for about 4 years now as he fouls one off. When he's not working, he enjoys family time and teaching his kids all kinds of sports. Favorite sport is definitely baseball. He's been playing in the Redwood Empire Baseball League for about 8 years, currently with the American League Rays. And here's a ball hit hard, and that one goes through the legs of the third baseman. That is the third error, and this time it was ZJ who came in from left field. So the third error of the ball game against the Stars defense. And now one of the good hard-nosed players, Wayne Pelletier, standing in, hard-hitting right-hand hitter, and takes a strike. The manager of the Rays is Rafi Ramirez, not to be confused with the former Atlanta Braves shortstop. Rick Cantor on the mound. He is the manager for the Stars. Kenton Lewis is the event coordinator, and he's done a sensational job. Steve Reichert at short. Ground ball. Take it to the bag for 1. Throw it on the first, and that's a double play. 6-4. 6-3, excuse me, if you're scoring at home. It looked like Josh Neese moved in from center field to shortstop. So he gets the unassisted put out at second base and throws on to first to complete a 6-3 double play. 2 down here in the inning. And starting pitcher, Manny Acosta. 3-0 Rays. We're in the home half of the second. Second inning of work for starter Rick Cantor. So Wayne Pelletier bounces into a double play, the New England native just outside of Boston. Cantor setting up on that outside corner, missed the target and missed up and in. So he's fallen behind his opposite number, Manny Acosta. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitcher versus pitcher here in the home half of the second inning with the Rays batting, leading it 3-0. Nobody on. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The wind, the pitch. And strike 3 called on a borderline pitch on the outside corner, and that is the first strikeout of the day for Cantor. After 2 innings of play, the Rays 3, the Stars nothing. Hey, you look at some of the retired numbers. Reggie Jackson, all these guys in the Hall of Fame. Henderson, Eckersley. As we get a wide shot of the stadium, and now in for Manny Acosta, who pitched 2 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball. It's going to be Theo Von Elg.
Number 6, Jesse Kent.
Jesse Kent to start things off. Top half of the 3rd inning, it's a day at the Coliseum. 49 years young, and Jesse Kent playing out here with son Oliver. 49 years young, works at Sonoma Design Apparel. Favorite team, the San Francisco Giants, and can't blame him for his favorite player. I always enjoyed watching Will Clark, even though I'm not a Giants fan, but kind of always liked the Giants. Kind of like both these Bay Area teams. I love the history of the A's. Of course, they moved here in '68 from Kansas City. Never finished above 500 in Kansas City, and came here, and their first year was 1968. That's a swing and a miss. And the catcher, Skidmore, throws a little wild to first, and that's going to allow Jesse Kent to reach. So the second strikeout, and Julian, good hustle. We were talking about the crew. And I'll finish my A's story here when they moved here in '68. But the first 2 games, and so far here in game number 3, a day at the show, a day at the Coliseum. Now batting for the first time, Chris Labazada, playing first base here today. And just to finish up on the back crew, a lot of hustle, and I think that just goes to show some good parroting. And you love to see the hustle out of the back crew, the boys and the girls here, and they've done a great job. And like I said at the top of the broadcast, this has become kind of a family affair event. Here's Chris, 49 years young, lives in Novato, California, married to Kimberly, father of Allison, Jennifer, and Julia, works as a software account executive. As you get a look at Sean Skidmore, the catcher here today for the Rays. And a good eye. Chris reaches safely, first and second, without the benefit of a base hit. And here's J.D. Staley. 43 years old, catcher for Los Medanos Junior College in Pittsburgh, California. Played for Mike Deutzman, hopefully I'm saying that right, former Major League catcher and scout for the Expos, also played and trained with former Major Leaguers Matt Riley, a left-handed pitcher, and Aaron Miles, a World Series champ. He takes high for a ball. First inning of work for Theo Von Elg. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Stars trying to cut into a 3-0 deficit here. Theo needs another strike to J.D. Staley, who bats and actually represents the tying run here for the Stars. And he takes low ball 4, back-to-back walks. And now the tying run is at first base. The bases are loaded, and now starting center fielder and now shortstop, Josh Neese. Might see a lot of defensive switching around in this game before it's all said and done. First time up for Josh Neese. Takes a strike. That evens the count on the shortstop at 1-1. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Rays currently in the field, and they lead 3-0, but the tying run is at first base. Top of the 3rd, 3-0 Rays. And that is just off the plate. I kind of like that pitch selection there. Probably the best that Nice could have done was foul it off. He fouls off the 2-1, and that evens things up at 2-2. On deck is Rick Cantor. Josh Nice, proud graduate of Cheese School, and will be soon living in the woods. It kind of reminds me of that movie, and I can't think of the name of it, where don't be careful what you eat out in the woods, Josh, because there's some poisonous plants out there. As he goes down on strikes, that is the second strikeout for Teo. He struck out Jesse Kemp, but he reached after the ball got away from the catcher. And now Rick Cantor wants to send a shout out to his lovely wife of 28 years, Kimberly. And he's got a chance to cut into that 3-0 deficit. We're in the top of the third inning. Cantor with an opportunity. And he lifts one back of second. That ball's going to drop in, and that's going to score at least one run. And here comes the runner around third, and Chris, and he is going to be out of there. But it's an RBI single for Cantor. And the Stars are on the board for the first time here in the top of the third inning. And they've cut the deficit to 3-1, and now Doc Sharp. 60 years celebrating an anniversary. I know they renewed their vows, I think, out on the field a couple of years ago at the day of the Coliseum. Third generation of players here today as he fouls that one off. You got ZJ, his grandson, Rick Cantor at first base, who just drove in a run with a single. His son-in-law, and Sharp goes down swinging. So striking out the side was Teo, but a run does come across. We're heading to the home half of the third inning. It's 3-1 Rays. It's a day at the Coliseum. Brought to you by the Redwood Empire Baseball League and their commissioner, Rick Cantor, on the mound. In his third inning of work, 2 innings of 3-run, but all 3 runs were unearned. His catcher, Sean Skidmore, coming to the plate, batting for the first time, and he fouls it off. It'll be Skidmore, Arteberry, and Rafael Ramirez. In there for a called strike. 0-2 on Skidmore. "45 years old, from Santa Rosa, California, is Sean. And he sends a fly ball to left field, caught, out number 1. So a nice running catch out there by Jesse Asher. 1 up and 1 down as Skidmore, who had played baseball for Carson Cardinal Newman High School. And he's been playing baseball in this league the past 5 years, and now will give way to Calvin Arteberry. 1 out. We're in the home half of the third inning. The Rays lead by 2. We're in the home half of the third. Arteberry playing his 5th year in the men's baseball league. He also coached 5 years for his high school, El Molino, and also coached 6 years in Little League. His Little League team won the whole thing 3 times. He's worked for Subway for 9 years and then shut it down. Worked for Safeway for about a year now. His family has loved watching him play the game of baseball. He says he loves playing baseball as he goes down on strikes, and that is the second punch-out by Rick Cantor. And he's done an outstanding job here today. It should be a 1-0 lead for the Stars, but 3 unearned runs. So Arteberry strikes out, and now the manager and the final hitter in the lineup, the 13th place hitter, Rafael Ramirez. That was nice that he put himself at the bottom of the order. So Rafa batting, has played in the REBL for the last 13 seasons, and he pops this one up. as he gives a shout out to his son Mateo. A little snow cone there by ZJ, and that will take care of the third. We head now to the top of the fourth inning. The Rays, with 3 in the first, still lead 3-1. And you're watching A Day at the Coliseum, July 27th, 2023, as you get a look at downtown Oakland. This is apnvideo.com. All right, back here at the ballpark, look at our officials, Dan Hollinsworth, Tim Zurville, Chris Chandler, and umpire-in-chief is Mike LeBoy. As we get back to live action here from the Coliseum, a 3-1 lead for the Rays. They got 3 unearned runs in the first inning off Rick Cantor. Von Elg is now in his second inning of work as he faces the top of the lineup and leadoff hitter Mitch Tucker, who had a base hit but was wiped out on a 5-4-3 double play off the bat of Chevy Yanez. And a ball hit hard and past the third baseman and into left field, and Tucker is 2 for 2 at A Day at the Coliseum.
Now batting number 2, Chevy Yanez.
Mexico native. Chevy was a garbage man in San Rafael, California for 32 years and now retired as he takes strike one called. He comes to the plate here in the top of the fourth inning. His team down 3-1. Runner at first base, nobody out. He has a passion for baseball, and he's been playing for over 40 years. Other than sports, he's really into singing and music, but baseball is his number one hobby. Teo is in his second inning of work.
1-1. 0-2.
Right-handed hitter with a slightly open stance, and that one is going to be out of play. A couple of strikes on Chevy. And Teo throws over to first base a little late, just keeping Tucker at bay, who is 2 for 2. He's at first base, and Chevy went around, and that is going to be strike 3, and that is going to be the 4th strikeout for Teo. He came in the third inning, so an inning and a third. He already has 4 strikeouts. He struck out the side in the third inning. So 1 out, 1 on. Jesse Asher, the left fielder. And he'll take a strike out of Whittier, California. Originally from Sonoma. He bats with a runner at first and 1 out. His team down by 2. It's 3-1. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Runner goes, and Skidmore could not handle the pitch. That one was in the dirt, and that's a stolen base. That is the second successful steal of the day. 2 for 2 in that department for the Stars. Tying run at the plate, and Jesse Asher, he had a base hit his first time up and grounds one in the hole. That's going to find left field. They're waving the runner around, and Tucker will make it home without a throw. And the throw to second is not in time, and Asher is in with an RBI double. It's a 1-run affair. It's 3-2. As the Stars get an RBI double by Jesse Asher, scoring Mitch Tucker. And it's 3-2 here in the top of the fourth inning. That'll bring up Shane Tracy. Mentioned he plays in the North Bay League. He was a first-team All-League baseballer in 2009. Played at Sonoma State 2015, or attended Sonoma State. And that is another strikeout. That is 5 strikeouts already for Teo Von Elg. So there's 2 down. Also, Tracy, might want to mention, led Sonoma State to the Ultimate Frisbee regional appearance in Division II, and also played semi-pro Ultimate Frisbee in 2015 and 2016 with the San Francisco Dogfish. Well, you learn something every day. Well, here's ZJ batting for the second time. He popped up to the shortstop back in the second inning. Runner at second, the tying run. Rays lead the Stars 3-2. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Let's see if Cantor can push across the tying run. He swings and he misses, and that is the second inning in a row that Teo has struck out the side. But the Stars pull to within one on an RBI double by Jesse Asher. You're watching A Day at the Coliseum on apnvideo.com. Well, after 3 stellar innings of pitching by Rick Cantor, Rick is going to give way to left-hander Scott Monhoff. Three innings for Cantor. He gave up 3 unearned runs. He struck out a pair. He hit a batter and did not walk a single hitter. So I think the one thing you have to keep in mind when you get down 3 or 4 or 5 runs, you give up a lot of runs in the first inning, it's the pitcher's responsibility to slam the door, and that's exactly what Cantor did. The first 3 batters that came to the plate, as Teo bats for just the second time here in the bottom of the fourth inning with the Rays batting and leading 3-2. Cantor, after the first 3 had scored, he shut down the first, second, and third innings from that point on. And now his team is at 3-2. Teo is going to be thrown out on a fine defensive play at shortstop, and there's one down. So Mitch Tucker did commit an error on his first try back in the first inning as Sean McDonald comes to the plate. But again, the Stars are in a position now they can get. They're very much back in the ball game, so to speak, as McDonald also reached on an error in that first inning and came around to score. Number 2 hitter in the lineup for Rafael Ramirez, Rebl Rays. And here's a line drive knocked down by the third baseman. That's Jesse Asher, who's moved from left to third base.
Now batting number 25, Terrell.
And McDonald is on for the second time. That's his first hit. He's 1 for 2. And now Jarrell Randallston, who bounced one over the left field wall here at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum to drive in 2 runs back in that 3-run first. And an outstanding play there by Shane Tracy, doing the catching here today. And it's 2 balls and no strikes on the dangerous Jarrell Randallston. He's been playing in the Redwood Empire Baseball League for 7 years. That pitch is taken low for a ball, an easy steal for Sean McDonald, trying to score his second run in 2 plate appearances in this Game 3 of A Day at the Coliseum. This one gets away, and now the count is going to be 3-1. On third place hitter, Jarrell Randallston, and he hits one to the right side, and this should plate the run. The play is made at first, and there is 2 down, but the run will score. And the Rays are back up by 2. They lead it 4-2 here in the home half of the fourth inning. Randallston has driven in 3 of the 4 runs for the Rays. Now Drew Zarnock. Donning the Rebl Tigers uniform. 5'10", 223 pounds, left-hander all the way. Bats left, throws left. He takes one high and tight from new pitcher Scott Monhoff in relief of Rick Cantor. The Rays have plated a run here in the inning. A McDonald one-out single, a steal, a wild pitch, and a ground ball to the right side off the bat of Randallston, who leads all players with 3 runs batted in this ball game. Our 4 p.m. start time, our game time temperature, sunny skies, as this one is lined out into right center field, and that should be extra bases for Drew Zarnock. He's heading for 2, and he's got a stand-up double. Well, a well-hit ball to the gap in right center field on this day in which our high temperature will be 68 degrees. And now Josh Switzer, and one of the One of the songs from MLB The Show 23. Switzer, a sacrifice fly in the first inning. 4-2 Rays. They lead it here as they bat in the bottom half of inning number 4. Well, Zarnock at second base, hoping to get in. Called strike, borderline pitch. Looked a little high from up here, but of course the umpire definitely has a better view of it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at second, 2 outs. Rays trying to add to a 4-2 lead. Just an absolutely gorgeous day for our national pastime. And he got under that one and skies it back of second. The shortstop drifts out, and Tucker makes the inning-ending catch. But the Rays get a run. They get a run back that they gave up in the top of the 4th inning. And we're heading now to the top of the 5th. The Rays lead the Stars 4-2. It's a day at the Coliseum on apnvideo.com. Well, what a job by Theo Von Elg. And he is going to give way now to the right-hander Wayne Pelletier.
28 now pitching.
Von Elg gave up both runs that the Stars have scored in this game, but he struck out 6. And still left the game as the Rays lead it by a score of 4-2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Here's a line drive, and that's a base hit. So Monoff, who did a nice job on the mound in the bottom of the 4th inning, starts the top of the 5th with a base hit. That is hit number 6 for the Stars. They have out-hit the Rays, but they trail 4-2, and now the first 2 batters have reached. So Ollie Kent is hit by a pitch. That's the 3rd hit batsman of the ball game. And now the batter is going to be Jesse Kent. He scored the first run of the game for the Stars in the top of the 3rd inning. A wave and a miss. Jesse Kent struck out, but the ball eluded the catcher. He made it to first, and then back-to-back walks. After a strikeout, Rick Cantor dropped a single into center field, but they threw Chris out, who's waiting on deck at the plate. And here's a ball hit to the right side, and the second baseman will go second one, throw it on to first, not in time, and they will be at 1st and 3. Chris walked but was thrown out at home plate. I just mentioned a moment ago, trying to score and give Rick Cantor a 2-run single. Instead, he was thrown out. Cantor got the RBI hit to get the Stars on the board. That made it 3-1. As this one is hit down to third on one knee. They'll throw second one on to first, and not in time. That'll be an RBI on the fielder's choice.
Number 9, J.D. Staley.
Well, a nice defensive play down there at third by Josh Switzer. So Monoff scores. Two down here in the top of the 5th inning as the Stars now pull to within 1 at 4-3. J.D. Staley drew a walk in the second. I'll tell you, a little young man sitting down here just all laughing, having a nice time here at a day at the Coliseum. This is game 3 of 3. Well, we mentioned his first at bat, that Staley, a guy that has been able to work with some ex-Major League talent as coaches. That's a swing and a miss, and Staley goes down. First strikeout for Pelletier. But they get a run. And we go to the bottom half of inning number 5. The Rays now lead 4-3 over the Stars. What a gorgeous day for our national pastime. Back here at the Oakland Coliseum. Second inning of work for Scott Monoff. He'll look at the defense. Asher now at third base, went in last inning. Staley at second. And at first base, looks like Chris is back over there.
The Rays, number 3, Stan Price.
As you get a look at the defense, and it looks like Neese is back out in the outfield, back out in center field. Jesse Kent back in right field. And we go to the home half of the 5th inning. A 4-3 advantage for the Rays. The Rays at the plate. They'll send Stan Price to the plate. He'll be followed by Wood and Lanes. And here's a ball hit down to third. Bobbled a couple of times, and the throw on to first still got him. So a nice job of not panicking and staying with it was Jesse Asher, the third baseman. One up and one down. Now Monoff has set down 3 of the last 4 that he has faced, and here is Dan Wood. Wants to give a shout out to daughter Abby and son Orion. Manny Lane's on deck. You got a decent wind blowing out, but because of the confines of this stadium, you just never know how the ball is going to, how the wind is diverted because of the bowl here at the Oakland Coliseum. That one is fouled off, so it might look like it's blowing out the right center field, but it may not even affect anything hit to the left side of the stadium. Second inning of work for left-hander Scott Monoff. He delivers, and that one way outside. Dan Wood grounded to shortstop, his only time up back in the first. We're in the home half of the 5th inning. The Rays clinging to a 4-3 lead. And that is ball 4, and the first walk issued by Monoff. And I'll bring up Manny Lanes. Favorite team, the Oakland A's, and he was telling us before the game, it has been a dream come true to have my family here to watch me play at this stadium. He can play the outfield. He usually plays first. He can also pitch. So he is a versatile player, and this one skips away from the Stars catcher, and that'll be a wild pitch. That allows Dan Wood to move up 90 feet into scoring position. The Rays leading at 4-3, bottom of the 5th. Let's see if Manny can come through, and that ball hit him. So he is aboard. He reached on an error his first time up, and the right-hander heads down to first base. First and second for Wayne Pelletier, and the first pitch was swung on and fouled back. A good wallop at that one. No balls and a strike. And the runner Wood will take third base easily. No throw. That'll be a stolen base, and they're on the corners. Rays could use a couple of runs. They've led 3-0. They're going to allow the trail runner to go, and that'll be defensive indifference. So now second and third for Pelletier. And here's a line smash way back into deep left field. He hit it a ton, and it's going to land in there for a 2-run double. That is the second 2-run double of the ball game, and now Wayne heading to third on the errant throw. And just like that, it's 6-3 Rays here in the home half of the 5th inning. 2-run double for Pelletier. First pitch, base hit center field. Wayne will score the third run of the inning. It is the second 3-run inning of the ball game for the Rays, and Manny Acosta, his first hit, his first RBI, and that makes it a 7-3 score with the Rays on top here in the home half of inning number 5. All right, now the catcher, Skidmore, and he takes strike one called. 1 out here in the home half of the 5th inning, and 3 runs have come across. Capped off on a long, prodigious shot off the bat of Wayne Pelletier. Pelletier. And this is going to be a fair ball. It's going to stay fair, and that's an infield hit. Well, after a walk with 1 out, a hit batsman, a 2-run double, and now a single, Skidmore gets an infield hit. That is the 6th hit of the day for the Devil Rays, and here's a chopper up along the third baseline. Foul ball by Calvin Arterberry, a strikeout victim in the 3rd. Chopper, shortstop can't make the play. It skips away from him, and the runners will move up. They will be at first, second, and third. That's another hit. 7th hit of the day, Arterberry on. He is 1 for 2 at the plate, and now let's see what Ramirez can do. A 3-run home half of the 5th inning has given the Rays a 7-3 lead. And a wave and a miss. Ramirez popped up to third base. That was his only at bat. Of course, they're batting 13. I'll tell you, you got a tip of the cap to Shane Tracy. He has done a sensational job. And this one is lined to left field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score to make it 8-3. Here comes the 2nd run home. He is in, and it's a 5-run 5th for the Rays. 2-run single for Ramirez. That makes it a 9-3 ball game. Rays on top, their biggest lead of the game of 6. We go back to the top of the order in Von Elg. Reached on an error and scored in the 1st, grounded to shortstop in the 4th. He's pitched 2 innings of baseball, gave up 2 earned runs, and struck out 6 in 2 innings. A 5-run 5th inning here. And the Rays lead it 9-3. There goes the runner from 2nd to 3rd, the throw down, and they got him. And now they called him safe. And probably because the tag was a little high. So that's a stolen base for Arterberry. Ramirez takes 2nd, too, so a double steal. That is now 4 stolen bases. They are 4 for 4 in that department. And this one popped up. And Chris is going to handle that one for the out. All right, so there's 2 down. That's a big out. Even down 6, there's still a lot of baseball left in this game, and anything can happen. But right now, I mean, if you are the Rays, you just got to stop the bleeding right now. Here's Sean McDonald. He's been on base twice. He's 1 for 2. He has scored twice. And he gets under this one, skies it out into center field. It's a long run, but the catch is made, and the side is retired. So Ollie Kent takes care of the Rays, but not before they score 5 times. We head to the top of the 6th inning. A 6-run Rays lead. Top of the 6th inning back here at the Oakland Coliseum, a day at the Coliseum, and we got the third pitcher used here by the Rays. It's going to be the right-hander, and there he is, Wayne Pelletier. And he's going up against one of the more versatile players who's played short and center field in Josh Neese. That's in there for a strike. He was a strikeout victim back in the third, 1 of 6 for Theo Von Elg. Pelletier winds, kick, steals. Well, Wayne's got a 2-run double in the game, and see what he does on the mound. You start talking about player of the game, and he's going to be in the conversation, but that's going to be a leadoff single for Neese.
Number 34, Rick Cantor.
So that's the 7th hit of the ball game now for the Stars, who trail by 6 here in the top of the 6th inning. And the batter is going to be Rick Cantor, today's starting pitcher. 3 innings of 3 unearned runs given up. He did not allow an earned run in those 3 innings on the mound. And he's 1 for 1 with an RBI single at the plate. Foul ball. 0-1 on the commissioner of the Redwood Empire Baseball League since 2003. Redwood Empire Baseball League. That evens the count on the right-handed hitter. 1 ball and 1 strike. In the air to left field. And coming in is Dan Wood, and he will make the catch, and that's the first out here in the inning. Well, we mentioned earlier that you've got 3 generations in playing in this game. You just saw Rick Cantor, father of ZJ, as that one's hammered foul off the bat of his father-in-law, the man at the plate, David Doc Sharp. And the runner is going, and that's a successful stolen base. And if you're the Stars, you'd like to maybe get one of those runs back. Doc hits a soft hit ball to shortstop, charging, throwing is Ramirez, and scooped out nicely by the first baseman, Zarnock. So Doc Sharp played on the Rutgers baseball team 60 years ago, 79-year-old father-in-law to Rick Cantor and grandfather of ZJ Cantor. And what a tremendous stop right there by Sean Skidmore. He saved a run as Mitch Tucker, first place hitter in the lineup for the Stars, and now trailing at 9-3 here in inning number 6. Tucker is 2 for 2. Pelletier with a good-looking pitch right there, kind of a backdoor breaking ball. As Tucker swings and misses, foul tips that one into the glove of Skidmore. 2 strikes on him. The Stars have scored 1 in each of the last 3 innings. And a fly ball out in the center field, medium depth, and Teo's got it to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. As we head to the home half of inning number 6. Still 9-3. The Rays coming up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the lineup on this July 27, 2023. And the new pitcher, the third pitcher used by Rick Cantor, is going to be his son, ZJ. 3, 4, and 5 hitters. We start with Jarrell Randallston, who had a 2-run ground rule double that bounced over the 367 mark in deep left field. Back in the first inning, when the Rays scored 3 times, they added another run in the 4th and 5 in the 5th, and they lead at 9-3 as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning at Rickey Henderson Field, the all-time stolen base king, among some other accolades, including the all-time walks leader and I think he is the all-time runs leader, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's a 4-pitch walk. So ZJ walking the first batter he faces, and the batter's going to be Drew Zarnock. Drew is doubled into the gap in right center field. Here is Jarrell heading to second, and a successful steal. And he takes third. So he has stolen second, he has stolen third. We talk about the great speed at the top of this Devil Rays lineup. That's out of play. And in total now, that is 6 stolen bases.
3-1.
For the Rays, and now the count on Drew Zarnock, 3 balls a strike. He grounded out to second base back in the first, and he draws a walk to put him on first and second. Let's see if they're going to hold the runner at third. So they're on the corners, and here is Josh Switzer. And the runner goes. They're going to throw down the second. A collision out there, and really that is J.D. Staley's fault because he was just standing right in the baseline and did not have the ball wasn't even close, and now the batter, Switzer, is going to be hit. So it's the first time he's been on base in 3 tries. He had a sac fly back in the first inning, and now the bases are loaded, and the Rays already leading by 6, and Stan Price. Price was hit by a pitch in the first inning. He had a stolen base. He grounded to third back in the 5th inning. Bottom of the 6th, 9-3 Rays as they bat here with a 6-run lead. Good pitch by ZJ. And this is a situation I think you definitely would like to see the double play. A nice breaking ball. That thing looked like maybe a 12-6 breaking pitch. He has his first strikeout of the ball game in his first inning of work, and now the right-handed hitting left fielder Dan Wood. He has grounded to shortstop. He has walked and scored. Change up in there. It's 0-1. And if you're the Stars right now, I mean, I still think you got to stay out of a big inning, even though you're down 6. Now, if you had a major league professional talent, minor league talent out there, you could play for the doubleheader, as ZJ having some issues with his spikes. And that one gets away, and this time Randallston is going to come home, and he will score after he gets decapitated, and it is now 10-3 in favor of the Rays. So Randallston, definitely an MVP candidate. He has driven in 3. He has scored twice. He has produced 5 runs in the game. And runners are at second and third with 1 out. And Dan Wood has just drawn a walk, the 3rd walk issued by ZJ. Okay, here's Manny Lanes. Manny has reached on an error. He was hit by a pitch. He bats with the bases loaded. Not a bad-looking pitch that time by ZJ Cantor, the 3rd pitcher used by his father, the manager of the Stars. Here's a wave and a miss. He is out. That is the 2nd strikeout for Cantor. And there's 2 down here in the inning. First base was occupied.
Wayne Pelletier.
Now Pelletier. Pelletier doubled in 2 runs his last time up. So I know it's only the bottom of the 6th inning. The Rays batting leading by 7 here. You got to start talking about candidates for game MVP. And he hammers one out in the center field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run is going to score, and 2 runs are going to come in. And all of a sudden, it is 12-3, the second 2-run hit by Pelletier. He has 4 RBIs. He has produced 5 runs. He has scored once. And it's 12-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning at a day at the Coliseum. It's game 3 of 3. And now Manny Acosta, who had an RBI hit his last time up, dumps a single right in front of the Ricky Henderson Field banner. Here's Wood scoring, and Wayne is in at third, and that's another RBI hit, his second of the day for Acosta. A 4-run 6th inning here. They have scored 10 of their 13 runs over the last 3 frames, and the lead is 10. Now Skidmore, 1 for 2 with a run scored, and he got hit by a pitch. That's the second hit batsman of the day for ZJ.
Calvin Arterberry.
His dad hit Stan Price back in the 1st inning. I don't know if we need to reiterate all that. And the bases are loaded for Calvin Arterberry. He had a base hit back in the 5th inning. A 4-run bottom half of the 6th inning, and the Rays lead it 13-3. Arterberry, a strikeout victim in the 1st, a single in the 5th. He also had a stolen base. Manny Acosta started the game for the Rays on the mound. 2 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, and he has had 2 RBI singles, so he is a front runner. And this one bounced to the right side. The first baseman will take it to the bag, and that will mercifully retire the side. But they give 4 runs, they leave them loaded. We got a new pitcher on the mound. And it's going to be Stan Price. Stan, the 4th pitcher used in the game, and you're watching a day at the Coliseum from the Oakland Coliseum, home to the Athletics, right here on apmvideo.com. I'm Jeff Lowry. So glad you could join us on this sunsplash afternoon. 68 degrees, the high temperature today, and that's our current temperature. Price going up against Chevy Inez as he fouls that one off here to start the top of the 7th inning. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Inez. Bounced into a double play his first time up. He's 0 for 2. As the Stars bat here in the top of the 7th inning, and they trail it by 10. The Rays came alive. They scored 3 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, as this one's grounded to shortstop. Third baseman got in the way, and the throw to first is not in time. Well, that'll be an infield hit for Inez. And Rafa at shortstop says that was my bad, but I think the third baseman got into his line of sight when he was trying to field that ball. Now left fielder and third baseman Jesse Asher, who is singled and doubled in a run in this game. We're talking about the Rays. I mean, they really came alive in the 5th and the 6th frame. They put up 5 in the 5th, 4 more in the 6th, and they lead it 13-3 in Game 3 of this A Day at the Coliseum event. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Leadoff hitter aboard. Eight hits in total now for the Stars. And Stan Price, the 4th pitcher used here today by Rafa Ramirez, is hoping to repeat the performance he did an inning ago when he threw a shutout inning. Boy, that one caught the outside corner. I don't know if Asher was very happy with that. Great pitch there by Stan Price. Let's see if he goes right back to that same location. Here's a pickoff move, and he is out of there. That'll be a caught stealing, and right now, Chevy is shaken up a little bit. He is being attended to by our makeshift medic over there, Manny Lanes, excuse me. And he is down in a lot of pain. Doc, well, if you need a doctor, there's one in the house, number 38, Doc Sharp. Well, he is up and walking on his own strength, and that's a good sign, so hopefully we'll see him come back into the game. And Asher swings and wallops one into deep center field, left center field, and in front of the 388 marker, it's going to be hauled in by Teo for the second out here in the top of the seventh inning. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game as Tracy comes to the plate for the third time, and he goes after the first pitch and bounces it to third. He's up, he throws, he got him. Nice job by Switzer, and we are heading to the seventh inning stretch. 13-3 as the Rays come to the plate here in the bottom of the seventh inning. All right, Jeff Lowry back here from the ballpark, and David Doc Sharp will be the next pitcher here in line. Usually does pitch in these games, and so he will be facing this potent Rays lineup that has produced 13 runs in the ball game, and they'll be facing the manager and the final hitter, the 13th hitter in the lineup in Rafa Ramirez. And a check swing roller to short, picked up there, throw to first in time. Fine defensive play by Josh Neese, who's been going back and forth from center field to shortstop. He's got tremendous speed, and I think one of the reasons that when you're talking about Josh Neese, who just made that play at shortstop, you know, he just reads the ball off the bat so well, and that's something that not all players do. Now Teo, batting for the fourth time, he's looking for his first hit. He appeared in 2 innings on the mound and struck out 6, gave up 2 earned runs. We're in the home half of the seventh inning, 13-3 in favor of the Rays. One out and nobody on. Sean McDonald waits on deck for the Rays. And this one is popped up and not going to be playable for anyone. He didn't hit it all that hard. Yeah, the exit velo on that, I believe, was 29.8 miles per hour. In the air and down the left field line, but that's going to be out of play. So the third of 3 games here, and that one is behind Teo, and he is on board for the second time. And now, with that great speed, he's heading to second, and he will be in without a throw. So he's at second base for Sean McDonald. McDonald has been on base twice, reached on an error and scored in the first. He singled, scored again in the fourth inning, and he's flied to center field. As the runner goes, McDonald slaps it down to first base. Not a wasted at bat. And here comes the runner home, and he's going to score. Teo Von Elg with tremendous speed. And give McDonald an RBI, and it's 14-3 in favor of the Rays here in the bottom half of inning number 7. Well, you just don't see that very often. He had a huge lead at second base. He never broke stride coming around third. And by the time the first baseman looked up, he was probably 3/4 of the way home and had absolutely no chance to gun him down. So Teo scores his second run of the day. And now the third place hitter is Randleston. And Randleston, grounds to shortstop. It's bobbled, and too much speed there. We mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. Von Elg, McDonald, and Randleston, all with tremendous speed up at the front. That's an error on the shortstop. We've also had 5 hit batters in this one. This one's going to drop, but they'll get the force out as they force Gerald at second base, and that'll retire the side. So Zarnock is out on a fielder's choice, and we head now to the top of the 8th inning. The Rays now lead 14-3. This is APNvideo.com. And another wide shot of the Oakland Coliseum. We head now to the top of the 8th inning. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game. We will have interviews with the most valuable player as Josh Switzer becomes the 5th pitcher used here. And he will face the Redwood Empire Baseball Stars here in the top of the 8th inning. He's been staked to an 11-run lead. ZJ batting for the 3rd time, looking for his first hit. So top of the 8th inning, the Stars got single runs in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings, and that has been it. The pitching, Acosta 2 innings of shutout baseball. Von Elg 2 innings, struck out 6, gave up 2. Pelletier 1 inning, Stan Price 2 innings, and Price did not give up a run. Wayne 1 inning, 1 earned run, and now the 5th pitcher, Josh Switzer. Glad you could join us here from the Coliseum on this July 27, 2023. That one chopped out in front of the plate. That's ruled a foul ball. A couple of strikes here on ZJ Cantor. Monhoff and Ollie Kent will follow. That one's fouled straight back and out of play up near our broadcast area. Jeff Lowry with you, APNvideo.com. And that was ball 4, so that's the first time that ZJ has been on base. And a good way to start off an inning when you're down 11. Here's Monhoff. A base hit, a run scored in the 5th. He's 1 for 2. One ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitter. First inning of work for Josh Switzer. And the runner is going, and ZJ is going to be in there safe. And activity down in the bullpen for the Stars. Jesse Asher begins to loosen up. And for whatever reason, CJ has been ruled out. And I don't know what possibly could have happened there as this ball is looped into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. So Scott Monhoff with a base hit. That is the 9th hit of the day now for the Stars. Not sure what happened there. The only thing I could think of was the hitter interfered with the catcher's throw. And so I guess we'll rule that a caught stealing, and there's one down with Monhoff driving a base hit to right center field, and now Ollie Kent, who was hit by a pitch. We have had in this game 5 hit batsmen, and we had 5 hit batsmen in the first or second game. I don't remember. Ollie is 0 for 1. He has been hit by a pitch. We're in the top of the 8th inning. It's 14-3. The Rays out in the field representing the home team, and they have an 11-run lead. Well, that one skips away from Skidmore, and that'll be a pass ball. The kick, the pitch, and that one caught the outside corner, and that is strike 3 called. First strikeout for Switzer. 2 down here in the inning. Now bring up the left-handed hitting Jesse Kent, who has been playing a lot of right field in this game. He's walked, hit into a fielder's choice. He's also scored a run. Actually, he has struck out and hit into a fielder's choice and has scored a run. Big cut and a miss at the high heat. Came up empty-handed. 2 down here in the 8th inning. Yeah, you'd like to see the Stars come through with a couple of runs and get into the offense a little bit more. They have not scored since the 5th inning. That's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 8th coming up from the Coliseum. And it's all Rays. They lead it 14-3. Well, another pitcher here for the Stars. I think this is the 6th pitcher used. Make it the 5th, and it's going to be Jesse Asher. And Josh Switzer, with that big trumpet playing in the background, will step up to the plate. Sac fly in the first. He's popped up. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's scored 1. Produced 2 runs, RBI and a run. He grounds 1 in the hole at shortstop, knocked down there. Here's Tucker's throw, and not in time. Infield hit. So Switzer starts off the 8th inning with a base hit, infield hit variety. And again, the back crew today continues to show a lot of hustle. Try and get them as much as we can. There's not a lot of time between batters, and so you got a runner at first. And Stan Price, who did a very nice job on the mound. Couple of innings of shutout baseball. He has been hit by a pitch, and he's 0 for 2. Back with, might have been a slider there to Stan Price. Batting for the 4th time. We're in the bottom of the 8th, and his Rays lead it 14-3. You got a runner at first, nobody out. An infield hit to start the inning by pitcher and third baseman Josh Switzer. And that's inside. That was a pretty close pitch right there. You could tell by the body language the pitcher wanted the call. As the count runs full on Stan Price with Dan Wood on deck. And the changeup, and he fouled that one off. Popped him up, right side of the infield. And Josh Neese, now playing second base, hauls it in for the first out.
Number 34, Dan Wood.
Dan Wood has walked twice, he has scored twice. And he takes a changeup in there. 0-1 is the count. Well, it's been certainly an honor and pleasure for me to bring you the videos again this year. And it's hard to believe that this is year 15 for me. This thing's been going on since 2005. Is that right? No, 17 years. I've been coming up here 17 years. This is the 18th year of this event. Here is a line drive over the first baseman's head. Here's the speedy Neese, and he out. No, he called him safe at first base. Well, that'll be an infield hit, but that was very close play there. And now you got first and second with 1 out. And here's Manny, and he lines one off the glove of Neese, and that's going to go for a hit. He's going to throw home. Here comes the play at the plate, and they got him. Neese with the assist in shallow center field, and a spectacular tag for the out. That play will go 4-2. They get the out, the second out of the inning. Runners are on the corners, and here's Pelletier. That's outside ball 1. Had an inning of solid work, 1 inning. He is 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a double, and he has scored a run. And he lifts one in the air, right field. That's going to drop in and become the 5th RBI of the day. They better get it in quickly as the runner will hold up at third. So a run scores Dan Wood, his 3rd of the day. And Wayne has his 3rd RBI at bat. This one an RBI single down the line. And it's now 15-3 in favor of the Rays. Well, Gerald Randallston, in his last at bat, reached on an error, but he had 5 runs produced. Runs produced, if you don't know, that's RBIs and runs minus home runs. So Gerald had 5 runs produced, and then going into that last at bat for Wayne, as that's going to be an inning-ending strikeout to take us to the top of the 9th inning. But Wayne now has 5 RBIs and a run scored. He may very well be our most valuable player. So we go to the top of the 9th inning from the Coliseum. 15-3 Rays on apmvideo.com. All right, Dan Wood is coming out, and he's going to try to close this one out for the Rays.
34.
And this is his first appearance on the mound. And the first batter grounds one foul, first base side. Chris has walked, hit into a fielder's choice, and actually had an RBI on that fielder's choice. The Shadows have pretty much overtaken the infield here. 68 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. Just perfect weather. Changeup is just inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Chris. He'll be followed by JD and Josh. Top of the 9th inning. The winning pitcher, because it's an exhibition game, much like an all-star game, is going to go to Manny Acosta. He threw the first 2 innings and went shutout baseball. Technically, it would be... I guess it would be Teo Von Elg would get the win if you went with a regular season rules, but exhibition, you don't have to go the 5. You don't have to do 5 innings. High ball 4. So Dan Wood walks the leadoff hitter to start the top of the 9th inning. JD has walked. He has struck out, batting for the 3rd time. Well, stay with us. Conclusion of this game, we'll have post-game interviews. We'll have the presentation of the most valuable player. I think it might be Mr. Pelletier. May very well be. 6 runs produced, 5 RBIs, a run scored. Did a solid job on the mound. He did give up a run, but a solid inning for him. And this could be a double play. Hold on, foul ball. Apparently it hit the foot of J.D. Staley, and he's trying to shake it off. Or he's a good actor, one of the two. He fouls that one off. A couple of strikes on him. Stan Price did a nice job, 2 shutout innings. Manny Acosta, 2 shutout innings and 2 RBI producing at bats. And with a runner at first base, the batter is automatically out on the swinging strikeout. So there's 1 down here in the top of the 9th inning, and now Josh Neese. And he swings and grounds one into left field, and that's a base hit. The 10th hit of the day. And the runners will move up to second and third. Well, if he was on the winning side, this guy here would be a candidate for MVP. I don't know if he's got the resume to overtake Pelletier. As you get a look at the commissioner of the Redwood Empire Baseball League and today's starting pitcher, Rick Cantor, who will unfortunately take the loss in this game, but he was outstanding. 3 innings. He gave up 3 unearned runs, did not yield an earned run in the game. Had 2 strikeouts and an RBI single, and he would be an MVP candidate, I would assume. So second and third here, top of the 9th. Stars batting, and they trail by a score of 15-3. Cantor is 1 for 2. At the plate, he flied out to left field, and he swings and he misses, and there is 2 down in the inning. Second strikeout for Dan Wood.
Doc Sharp.
And now it's up to Doc Sharp to extend this inning. And let's see if he can rifle one into left field and pick up a couple of RBIs. He takes inside ball 1, 0 for 2. Sharp pitched 1 inning in relief. And he's up there for the 3rd time. Takes a strike. 1-1 the count. Game 3 of 3 at the Coliseum. Stay with us for post-game interviews. That's a swing and a miss. And Dan Wood, 1 pitch away, 1 strike away from striking out the side to close out Game 3 of a day at the Coliseum. The pitch. And strike 3 called, and the ball game is over. Dan Wood strikes out the side, the 3rd time that has happened today for Rays pitching. And our final score from the Oakland Coliseum: the Rays defeat the Stars 15-3. Let's send it down to the field. This is APNvideo.com.
So, Wayne,
What?
I think you won. I think you got something.
I did?
I think you've got the MVP, my
No
friend.
way.
There it is.
Axe murderer and MVP in the same day?
Axe murderer
That's
and
a
the
great
MVP.
day.
You're going to have to tell us why you have that. No, I'm kidding.
I can't in the States. Sorry. This is not going to happen.
So tell us about playing at the Coliseum.
Playing at Coliseum is such a treat. Rebl, yourself, everybody that makes it happen. We can't say enough. Everybody here, the team, the guys, the opponents. It's a fabulous day on the field. Really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Can't thank you all enough.
Wayne, you got 2 doubles, 3 hits, 5 RBIs today. I mean, that is a day and a half.
Well, that Jesse guy can't pitch very well. Make sure you get that on tape. He's one of my teammates.
Very good. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a lot of fun out here. It's a great day. So I really appreciate it.
Tell you what, congratulations.
It means a lot. Thank you guys
2023
very much.
MVP.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Have a good day.
All right. And that's got the MVP in front of me. So I'm here with Rafa Ramirez, first-time manager for the day at the Coliseum. I'd like to know, tell me a little bit about how that went, the experiences, the challenges.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It was the best experience, obviously. We always want to play here. It's a great feel. Being an Ace fan, of course, it makes it even better being here. The guys did an amazing job. It was actually, they made it easy for me. So just put it that way.
So you had the first pitch with your son, Mateo. How was that?
Oh man, that was amazing. You know, it's a dream come true for me, because when do you ever get to do this in a professional field? So
Very true.
I loved it.
And you are a big Ace fan.
I am.
You tell me that.
I am.
Yep.
I'm a huge Ace fan. So yeah.
And so being here with all the players, all the history, must have meant a lot.
Oh man, stepping in the same field as some of the legends, you can't get better than this. So yeah.
Rafa,
Thank you, sir.
Rafael, good job, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks, Ken.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.